Mom and Dad, are you ready?
Today's word is stupendous.
You need some encouragement.
Stupendous marriage encouragement.
You need some inspiration.
You're listening to the Stupendous Marriage Show
with our friends Stu and Lisa Gray.
Everyone loves that word, stupendous.
The Stupendous Marriage Show.
Hey there, it's Stu Gray. This is the Stupendous Marriage Show, the show where we answer your questions about marriage, whatever they are. Nothing is off limits. You can send us your email on air at stupendousmarriage.com. The show this week, a little bit different. We're actually traveling, and so we've got a previously answered question from one of our earlier shows. Let's get right to it. This email starts out, "Hey, Stu and Lisa. Thank you both for the show. It's really refreshing. I look forward to hearing it every week. My husband and I got married nearly a year ago, moved to a new town where he started a new job in the local church. I was wondering if you guys could talk a bit about personal faith and spirituality, how it fits into a Christian marriage. The first year in marriage is known to be rather eye-opening. My husband and I have had our fair share of struggles over housework and cohabitation. However, I feel that our deepest problem is how different we are in our own personal walks of faith. And I'd really appreciate some advice on how to be one in our walk with God and how to put God first, both as individuals and as couples. I love my husband very deeply. I really struggle with our differences because I feel that it has a negative impact on how much I admire and respect him. Therefore, it impacts on how badly he feels about his lack of spirituality, and he feels inferior. I think we both sense that God has so much more for him. How do I help him find it without emasculating his role as the spiritual head of our family? And how should I nurture my own walk with God regularly in a way that doesn't leave him out? Thanks."
It's a great email, and we actually left out a chunk of it. We just find that so much. We hear that from so many people that husbands and wives are often in different places spiritually. Mm-hmm. And
I think it's more common that we're not in the same place spiritually than we are on the same path, same place, at the same level.
Yeah, but as a wife, I completely understand, because it's like, I like you so much. Like, I really like you. And I feel like we have so many things in common, right? That we like to do the same things, and we kind of have similar tastes and that kind of stuff. And so when to have this area that we can be so different in and still like each other, I can see why it's a stressor.
Well, let me see if I'm right in thinking this too. You've got the nurturing in you as well as a wife, and you want the best for your husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you want him to have more because you love him so much. Oh, it'd be awesome if you had more of God and you were happy about your spirituality. So that can be very healthy, wanting the best, but not like pushing it on him, trying to make him get to a place where you think he's going to be all better. Maybe he needs this time of, I don't know, being away. Maybe God is using that in his life. I don't know. But, I think the healthy side of it is the nurturing part.
That's the thing that we as women and wives have to watch out, is that nurturing thing is meant there. I believe that God puts it in us for mostly our children. It's so natural that it's really easy to do it with our friends and with our husband. And so
you can get unhealthy really quick.
It's just really easy to do that because we do want the best for you. You know what I mean? I mean, I know there was a season where you and I were really far apart in where we were spiritually, and you were kind of shut down in that season. And whenever I would try to poke and prod or encourage, at least that's what my heart was trying to do. You often
it's like leave me alone.
Yeah, you took 2 steps back. It was like, I'm not interested. And I found that, and this is specifically to this wife, I found that having godly silence for a time, just being quiet and just trusting that God's got him, and that even though you may not understand it, she asked specifically about how to allow him or help him figure out how to be the spiritual head of the family. I don't know that you can. That's got to be a God thing. I mean, God's got to work in him to really step up to want to be that person. And she did talk about her own walk, and I think that's great because she said, I don't want to leave him out, but maybe for the season, you just need to really concentrate on your journey. And you might be surprised at how God might use you to reveal himself to your husband. Because I know I've talked to women who, for instance, their husbands don't want to go to church. They go, hey, look, that's fine, but I want to for me, so I'm going to go. I love you. I'll see you in a couple hours.
Right.
Well, sometimes the husbands go, well, if you're going to go, I'll go.
Right.
Or they don't go for a season, but then they start to see change in them. And then that kind of inspires them to want to go, what is this thing's going on over here? Maybe I need to go be a part.
Right. I think we get in ruts of pursuing God in the way that we are used to pursuing God for ourselves. The chunk that we left out of the email, she talks about being a great prayer warrior. She loves to intercede, loves to be in the Word. He's more of a worship guy, likes playing the guitar, and a lot of times she wants him to lead worship at their house. And that's just kind of like their dance that they do, the way that they are normal. And maybe you got to do something different. I mean, maybe, worship isn't always just music. So maybe take it outside. Don't take the guitar along and go worship in nature, or go do something together that is completely different than a church environment. See what God does.
Yeah.
Don't do the same stuff, but see what God does in different situations of your life. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that might be. I just felt like I should say it. Maybe do something a little differently together out of what you normally do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I got to tell you, there's a great line in here. She said, we pray usually every night in bed together, but sometimes I go on and he falls asleep. Ha ha. And I read that and fell out laughing, because you've never fallen asleep on me. But
I've been close.
Well, you've definitely made the noises.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, are you serious? Did you just do that when I'm praying? And you're like, woman, do you have to say so much? So I can relate to that one. That was a good one.
My words are just done at the end of the day, and you're like, you've got 7,000 more you've got to get rid of before you go to sleep. We'll be back next time with another of your marriage questions. Again, if you've got one, send them our way on air at stupendousmarriage.com, or go to our website at stupendousmarriage.com and click on the big blue button. We look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Talk to you next time. See ya.